There is an opinion that the luck of some people seems to be boundless. Health, family, career, everything works out just fine. What is the reason for such a favor of fate? Perhaps they intuitively follow some universal principles, harmonizing with the laws of the universe. The solution to this mystery lies in understanding the fundamental laws of the universe and their practical application. The key fundamental principle is the law of unity. According to this law, everything that exists in the world is a unified whole. As an illustration, we can imagine a vast ocean where each drop is a separate story, event, life form, or phenomenon. All of them are invisibly linked together like currents, forming a single entity that can be called God, the Creator, the Maker, the Almighty. If you throw a stone into the calm water of this imaginary ocean, the circles will spread far beyond the point of impact. Similarly, any of our actions, even seemingly insignificant ones, generate a chain of consequences spreading throughout the universe. A kind word spoken with love can inspire someone to take a decisive step, while a show of aggression can be a source of conflict in another person's soul. Our connection with the cosmos is not just a poetic image, but a deep interdependence reminiscent of symbiosis in nature. Just as the mighty tree is nourished by the life-giving juices of the earth and the air is oxygenated by countless plants, human beings cannot exist apart from the world around us. Realizing this simple but profound truth is like a sudden epiphany that opens before us a large picture of the world in all its diversity and interconnectedness. At that moment, we realize our own significance, realize that each of us is not just a random passerby on the road of life, but a creator who shapes the reality around us. This new vision gives us a sense of deep unity with all things and helps us to live more consciously. The path to this unity begins with oneself. It is important to learn to listen to your thoughts and emotions, realizing that they are part of the overall energy field, an invisible network that connects everything around you. By practicing kindness, positive thinking, patience, and forgiveness, we start a chain reaction of goodness that will inevitably affect the world around us. The second fundamental principle is the law of vibration. According to this law, like attracts like. The frequency of our vibrations, our inner mood, determines what kind of reality we attract into our lives. This law is the key to unlocking our hidden potential. Let's remember the folk wisdom: you ask for that foot, and everything falls out of your hands. We are really like antennas. What wave we are tuned to, we broadcast to the world, and we receive the same back. This is the law of vibration in action. Do you aspire to joy, success, love? Then tune your inner vibrations to their frequency. This does not mean a glued smile on your face when your heart is breaking from pain. It's about a deep, genuine sense of happiness and acceptance of yourself. It means devoting time to activities that bring pleasure, building relationships with those who inspire, forgiving yourself for small mistakes, and finally, loving yourself. Such a unique, unrepeatable person. When a person is in harmony with himself, he becomes the center of attraction for all that is light and good. The surrounding reality reflects the inner state, and vice versa. If you constantly focus on the negative and doubt your own strength, you should not be surprised that life presents a series of trials. As the ancient Greek thinker Plato wisely observed, what you focus your attention on shapes your world. Thinking good thoughts, feeling joy and gratitude are the keys to attracting more positivity. Let optimism become your faithful companion, an integral part of life. So, how to raise your emotional mood in practice? The recipe is simple. Fill your everyday life with things that give you true pleasure. Favorite melodies, heartfelt conversations with dear people, walks in picturesque places, creativity, these are just a few examples. The wise Buddha asserted that happiness is not the destination, but the journey itself. Look around you carefully. The information we perceive, books, movies, music, conversations, directly affects our inner state and shapes our energy. Seek the company of optimistic, cheerful people. Fill your mind with inspirational stories. Listen to music that uplifts your mood. Watch movies that give you joy and motivation. This principle of energy resonance also manifests in interpersonal relationships. Have you ever wondered why with some people we feel at ease, as if we have known each other for ages, while with others we feel uncomfortable, as if we speak different languages, our vibrations echo, and we are doomed to meet? Rumi so poetically expressed this thought. It's important to remember we create our own reality. Our thoughts and feelings are magnets that attract the appropriate events into our lives. The third fundamental law of the universe is the law of cause and effect. Every action produces certain consequences, and every consequence has a root cause. This fundamental principle governs every moment of our existence. Folk wisdom says, "What you sow, you will reap." This is not just a beautiful metaphor, but a visual manifestation of the law of cause and effect in action. And this law works without fail. Have you ever noticed a surprising regularity? If you unselfishly lend a helping hand to your neighbor, soon someone unexpectedly gives you support. A coincidence? Not at all. The world is like a mirror reflecting the good energy sent by you, returning it 100-fold. The reverse situation also works. Constantly complaining about fate and focusing on the negative, you should not be surprised that life throws up more and more reasons for dissatisfaction. We ourselves, with our thoughts, words, and actions, shape the reality around us. It seems that this applies only to some large-scale events. Not at all. Take, for example, a trivial late arrival at work. The consequence is a reprimand from the boss, a spoiled mood both for yourself and the manager. And the reason? Sitting up late at the computer, neglecting timely rest. The classic chain, cause, effect. And here it is time to use the analytical method of why. Why did you stay up late at the computer? Was it the result of an established pattern of behavior, or was it caused by a one-time need? If the reason lies in a habitual pattern of behavior, you should continue self-analysis, asking yourself the question why until you get to the truth. Such work on yourself is the way to self-improvement. The principle of cause and effect is not a punishment, but a conscious responsibility for one's actions. It is like a boomerang that returns what is sent to the universe. Therefore, it is necessary to think through the consequences of even the smallest actions, words, and decisions. Think about what kind of response you expect from the world. Do you strive for good? Then sow goodness. Do you dream of success? Work on yourself. Act. Do you long for love? Learn to love yourself. Do not blame yourself for past failures. It is important to learn lessons, correct behavior, and continue on your way. This is an invaluable chance to learn from your own experience and build a desirable future. The laws of the universe are inexorable. The universe is constantly striving for harmony and balance. Imagine a scale. On one side are your aspirations, ambitions, and desires. On the other side are obstacles, difficulties, and resistance. The world is a continuous game of balance between these forces, and this is the essence of the law of balance. How does this law manifest itself in our lives? For example, in relationships. If a person is constantly dominant, the partner will begin to resist, which can lead to a breakup. Or in work, excessive workload without rest inevitably leads to burnout, reduced efficiency, and exhaustion. In an effort to restore balance, the world may send illness, forcing the person to rest. The great Newton argued that the universe strives for balance, and that harmony is the highest form of motion. At times, in our quest for superiority, we resist this universal force, trying to surpass others in strength, intelligence, and material well-being. However, the more persistent our resistance, the more powerful the counter-impulse, which only leads to exhaustion and negative consequences. In such situations, an effective solution is to reduce the importance of one's own desires, accepting the idea that it is possible to live a full life even if they are not fulfilled. So how to exist in harmony with this fundamental law? It means to live in harmony with the world, not to oppose the natural course of events, to trust the universe. It invariably shows care if we are open to it. It is important to realize that excessive stress, imbalance is a signal that change is needed. Include rest breaks in your routine, pay attention to your health, find time for activities that bring you joy, and you will notice how your inner balance is restored. The law of balance is not just an abstract, universal principle, it is a manifestation of wisdom and harmony. It clearly demonstrates that it is impossible to endlessly receive without giving in return, that it is necessary to maintain a balance between work and rest, between giving and receiving, between personal interests and the needs of others. Use this principle to achieve your goals. If you feel disharmony, do not be afraid to make adjustments in your life. Listen to your inner voice, determine which way your inner scales are tipping, and begin to act to restore the feeling of joy and fullness of being. The fifth law of the universe, the law of energy transformation. Energy does not disappear without a trace. It changes, passes from one state to another. Our thoughts are also a form of energy, which can be embodied in reality. Imagine yourself not just a physical body, but a powerful source of energy, like a battery that can be charged and discharged. Energy is in constant motion, transforming and flowing from one form to another. This is how the relentless law of energy transformation works, permeating all aspects of our lives. How does this law manifest itself in everyday life? Let's say you feel a strong fear. This powerful energy can paralyze your will and make you freeze with terror. However, that same energy can be a catalyst for decisive action. You can use the energy of fear as fuel to solve a problem, to find a way out of a difficult situation. Consider another example. You are experiencing resentment or anger. This destructive energy can poison your existence, rob you of joy, and plunge you into despair. But on the other hand, it can be a source of creative inspiration. Shift the focus of your attention from negative emotions to creation. Write heartfelt lines of a poem, create a vivid picture, realize a new idea. Our consciousness is the key to controlling these energy flows. By redirecting your energy from negative to positive emotions, you start the process of transforming your life. Instead of wallowing in negativity, learn to transform it into creative energy, love and inspiration. There are many practices in the self-improvement arsenal for working with inner energy. For example, yoga and meditation promote deep contact with yourself, clearing your mind of destructive thoughts. Qigong, an ancient Chinese practice, teaches how to control the energy flows circulating in the body, enhancing health and immunity. Realizing and applying the law of energy transformation can dramatically improve the quality of life. You will gain greater awareness and efficiency, learn to control your emotions, and attract positive events. Let us remember the wise words of the genius Nikola Tesla. If you want to know the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy and vibration. This principle, in fact, turns you into a magnet for wish fulfillment. The sixth law of the universe, the law of attraction, states that we attract into our lives what we focus our attention on. Now we will consider how, transforming your inner world, you can influence the surrounding reality. Thoughts are material. This is a fundamental principle of the law of attraction. Our inner world, our thoughts and feelings are like a magnet that attracts relevant events into our lives. Imagine that your subconscious mind is a high-performance computer, relentlessly processing data and shaping the reality around you. If your thoughts are constantly focused on troubles and failures, this internal processor is essentially programmed to attract negative events into your life. To illustrate, consider the following example. The constant fear of being late causes the subconscious mind to seek confirmation of this fear. You may forget your watch at home, encounter traffic jams, get stuck in the elevator. However, all these situations are not a simple coincidence of circumstances, but a consequence of your own thoughts. The question arises, how can you change the program of your subconscious mind? The key to change: careful monitoring of your thoughts and emotions. If you notice that you are slipping into negativity, immediately switch to positive thinking. Visualize the desired life, filled with joy and success, and sincerely believe in the realization of your dreams. After all, every metaphor has a real basis, and our thoughts are a powerful flow of energy. This energy does not dissolve into nothing, but is projected into the outside world, attracting to us people, events, and circumstances that resonate with our inner vibrations. Explore the potential of visualization and affirmations. Immerse yourself in your dream world by closing your eyes and recreate the desired picture in great detail as if it were already a reality. Cultivate in yourself an unshakable confidence that you are worthy of this happiness. Practice affirmations. Daily voice your aspirations, formulating them in an affirmative and positive manner. However, remember, the law of attraction is an instrument of immense power that requires a responsible approach. Do not let yourself be carried away by illusions, and do not lose touch with reality, otherwise you risk building air castles. Take concrete steps towards your goal so that with each action its contours become clearer and the goal itself becomes more relevant and adapted to your changed perceptions. Find the harmony between dreams and practical actions. This is the art of living. It is important not to get off the ground by floating in the clouds, and at the same time not to betray your dreams by sinking into routine. Find your unique path, and the law of attraction will be your faithful assistant in its realization. The seventh law of the universe says, the law of love. Set yourself a goal to conceptualize love, not just as an emotion, but as a powerful, all-encompassing and forgiving energy, as a feeling of deep connection with everything that exists. It is a feeling of compassion for people, sincere gratitude for the beauty of the world around us, deep respect for life in all its diverse manifestations. The path to greater love begins with the self. Acceptance of one's own personality, with all its inherent characteristics, both positive and negative, is the cornerstone of this path. It is important to learn to forgive oneself for mistakes made, to refuse self-criticism and comparisons with others. As the ancient Greek sage Socrates bequeathed, know thyself. True self-knowledge and acceptance open the way to deep and sincere love for others. What prevents love from manifesting itself? Often it is fear. Fear of being rejected, fear of not living up to someone else's expectations, fear of losing control. Under the influence of these fears, we erect barriers between ourselves and the world, depriving ourselves of the opportunity to be open and vulnerable. However, love is a powerful force that can heal and harmonize our lives. Self-love serves as a foundation, giving us strength and confidence. Love for our loved ones becomes a source of joy and support. And love for the world around us is a source of inspiration and harmony. Living with an open heart means being willing to embrace love, joy, and all the positive aspects of life. It means not being afraid of vulnerability, freely giving and accepting love. You can start with small steps, smiling at a passerby, helping someone in need, calling a loved one, and expressing your love. And it is important to remember, love is not just a word, it is an energy that can transform the world for the better. The eighth principle is the art of acceptance. Allow yourself to be yourself, and others to manifest their uniqueness. Vain attempts to reshape the world according to your own mold and to reshape others only lead to suffering. Imagine you are standing on the shore of a boundless sea. The waves are rolling, making noise, foaming, but you calmly observe their eternal movement, not trying to stop the mighty element or change the natural rhythm of nature. This contemplation is true wisdom. This principle applies to life as well. Acceptance is not passive existence or recognition of one's own powerlessness, but the ability to accept reality as it is, without internal resistance or destructive negative emotions. As the Buddhist teacher Chang wisely observed, acceptance does not mean unconditionally agreeing with everything that happens, but realizing and letting go. When we focus our energy on changing what is outside of our sphere of influence, we waste precious energy on meaningless struggle. This struggle breeds fear, anger, bitter frustration, and prevents us from finding inner peace and harmony. Think of a time when you were desperately resisting something unforeseen, striving for everything to go according to the plan, but life did not work out as planned. You felt anger, you suffered, you felt helpless. What would have happened if you had accepted the situation? Perhaps you would have seen new possibilities, maybe even positive aspects that were hidden from you at the time. Develop the habit of facing any adversity with optimism. Every negative experience is an invaluable chance for personal development and climbing to a new stage. In difficult moments, remind yourself, the universe is favorable to me and everything happens as it should be. Equally challenging is self-acceptance. In today's society, we tend to be self-critical, striving for an unattainable ideal. However, as Verändere wisely observed, accept yourself as you are and allow others to be themselves. The path to self-acceptance lies through recognizing all aspects of one's personality, both positive and negative, with all the advantages and disadvantages. Only then is it possible to find inner harmony and live in harmony with the world around you. The ninth law of the universe is the law of cycles. The whole universe is subject to cyclic processes. Learning to live in harmony with these rhythms, we gain balance. The eminent physicist Max Planck said, "Rhythm permeates every minute of the universe." The universe is like a grand symphony, and each of us is an integral part of it. Everything moves in cycles, obeying invisible rhythms. Day replaces night. The seasons take their turn. Each person has his or her own periods of activity and rest. This is the law of cyclic nature of our life. The law of, think of the daily routine. Periods of enthusiasm and inspiration, when work is going well, are replaced by days of fatigue and apathy, when it is difficult to concentrate and get down to tasks. A similar pattern can be observed in relationships. Phases of romance and passion alternate with phases of calm and stability. Nature also lives according to its cycles. Spring is a time of renewal and awakening. Summer is a period of growth and reproduction. Fall is a time of harvest. And winter is a time of rest and recovery. It is important not only to reach the peaks, but also to be able to let go of the situation and accept the inevitable downturns. After all, both day and night are necessary for balance. The constant pursuit of success without rest will lead to burnout. As the folk wisdom says, the quieter you go, the farther you go. Learn to enjoy both periods of rest and periods of activity. Remember the changing seasons. Spring requires energy, summer requires joy, fall requires wisdom, and winter requires rest. How can we achieve harmony with the natural rhythms of life? Listen to your inner feelings. When the body requires rest, do not force it to work to exhaustion. Plan your day and week so that there is room for both work and rest. Take time for hobbies, creativity, walks in the fresh air. Allow yourself a periodic reset, giving up anything that drains your energy. This is the wisdom. Do not resist the current and move in harmony with the rhythm of life. Then you will always have enough strength and energy to achieve any goals. The 10th law of the universe says, act. The way to achieve any goal is through active actions. Inspiration is not a precursor, but a companion of labor. It comes in the process of work, not before it. Realizing and applying this principle will help break the vicious circle of waiting for the perfect moment. Remember the famous parable of the man who prayed night and day for a lottery win until the heavens opened from his inaction. The moral is simple. If you want to win, buy a ticket. This is a vivid illustration of the law of action. Do not passively wait for inspiration or a mystical sign of fate. Without concrete steps to the goal, nothing will change. Inspiration is a fickle thing. Illumination, of course, can happen suddenly, but it is unwise to rely on it. It is much more effective to act here and now. Start small, make a plan, write at least a few lines. The most important thing is to take the first step. The courage of the city takes. As soon as the matter moves from a dead point, there will be enthusiasm and new ideas will flow endlessly. It is akin to riding a bicycle. Standing still, you are afraid of falling, but once you start moving, the fear disappears. So it is with our tasks. Do not try to embrace the vastness at once. Act with pleasure, but regularly. Everything has its time. We came into this world to enjoy life, so why torture yourself? Do not be afraid of mistakes. They are an integral part of success. Learn from them and keep moving forward. The main thing is not to sit idly by. Act, and the world will reciprocate you. The 11th law of the universe, the law of the mirror. The outer world is a projection of our inner state. Remember the childhood admiration of your own reflection. The law of the mirror works in adult life, only at a deeper level. The world around us is like a giant mirror reflecting our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. Have you ever noticed how the world transforms when you are in a good mood? People seem more friendly, things seem to go on as usual, and even the sun shines brighter. And vice versa. Negative thoughts in the morning start a chain of failures, tardiness, reprimands from the boss, annoying little things. This is not mysticism or chance. It is a manifestation of the law of the mirror. Inner chaos and pessimism inevitably lead to disorder in life. Conversely, a positive attitude, belief in oneself and one's own strength harmonizes the external world. It is not about a strained smile and suppression of true feelings. The point is to learn to control the inner state, to transform negative attitudes into positive ones. Imagine your life as a blossoming garden. What do you want to grow in it? Watering the seeds of fears, doubts, and resentments, you should not wait for sweet fruits. Plant the seeds of love, gratitude, and self-confidence, and you'll reap a rich harvest. Start small, focus on the good things, be grateful for what you have, work on your thoughts. Then your inner garden will blossom, and this beauty will surely be reflected in your life. The 12th law states, freedom of choice is the fundamental principle of our life. Absolutely all events that happen to us depend on the decisions we make. Every choice we make, even the most seemingly insignificant one, is like the flapping of a butterfly's wings, capable of causing a hurricane on the other side of the world, shaping our destiny. The question arises, are we really the creators of our own lives, the captains of our own ship, or are we just pawns in someone else's game, whose actions are predetermined in advance, as in a complex chess game? Is our life a script written for many moves ahead, where we are assigned the role of a bystander? We should not succumb to this convenient but depressing illusion. It is we and no one else who hold the helm of our destiny. As the great physicist Niels Bohr argued, the future cannot be foreseen, it can be invented. Before us stretches an endless corridor of possibilities strewn with doors, and it is up to us to open which one, to enter which room of destiny. But how to make the right choice among this multitude of possibilities? How not to lose our way in the confusing labyrinth of life? Vadim Zeland, the author of the concept of transurfing reality, offers an original idea. We ourselves choose the lines of our lives, both favorable and unfavorable. At each stage of life's journey, we face forks with a fan of opportunities and our decision depends on whether we will be on the crest of a wave of good luck or fall into a whirlpool of unfavorable events. It is our choice that determines which road we will take, a wide, sunny avenue or a narrow, dark path. Whether we will succumb to the temptation of easy profit, stepping on a slippery path, or will strive for knowledge to become a master of his craft and earn honest labor. It should be remembered that by choosing an unfavorable line of life, we run the risk of being stuck in it for a long time. To break out of the captivity of failures, it is necessary to switch to another, more favorable line. Every such choice, every turn on our path, is like a brick from which the building of our future is constructed. And even if it seems to us that we are deprived of alternatives, it is important to remember there is always a choice. As psychologist Viktor Frankl wisely noted, even not making a choice is also a choice. Understanding this elementary but fundamental idea gives true liberation. After all, true freedom is born from the courage to choose. Man's destiny is not a game of chance or the dictate of someone else's will, but the fruit of his own efforts. Each of us is the sculptor of our own life, capable of transforming it into a unique work of art filled with awareness and love. For those who wish to weave these principles into the fabric of their daily lives, the author offers a special tool: affirmations. These positive affirmations, available for free download in the Telegram channel, link in the description, will help to reconfigure your thinking on a wave of optimism. The author also invites readers to share their personal experiences in the comments, which of the mentioned laws they already use and what fruits it brings. Sharing such stories will undoubtedly enrich everyone. In conclusion, the author wishes everyone happiness, health, and love.